welcome to my channel. My name is Sylvia and my channel is all about art and craft. Now today we are going to make a gorgeous Christmas card, and there's going to be several things that we're going to need, but not too much. And the first thing I've got to do, because I've got to do it before I start the video, is measure this card for you. So it is 112 millimeters across and 144 millimeters in height. Okay, so it's a nice size card, but not too big. Now the other thing you're going to need is a die cut, and this one says Merry Christmas, and it's actually quite pretty. I'll show you, which I actually cut out in glitter cardstock. Now a pre-warning, and that is when you try and die cut something this delicate, I've had to run it through my cuttle bug 6 times each way. And then still I had to sit there and very carefully pop out all the little pieces. It's a lot harder than when you're using normal cardstock. So anyhow, so I've done that. So you're going to need a cutout like this. It doesn't matter what sort of one you use. This is the one I happen to have. So, and then what you're going to need is a nice big stamp, and I've got this one here. You're going to need some stamping ink, and this one is Blue Haze. Now I have my dauber here in case I want to use it. Not 100% sure yet whether I will or not. My stamping block, a foam pad, my cornstarch to make sure so that when I use my holographic embossing powder that it doesn't sort of stick everywhere. And also what you want, and I haven't grabbed it yet, is a soft paintbrush so that you can brush off any of the excess. And you need a heat gun, which I better grab. Now any sort of heat gun will do, and I'll show you in a second the one that I've got, which my husband was so kind enough to donate to me because he had 2 of them. But that's my heat gun, and yes, it's been to war and back. I actually use this heat gun for my epoxy rosin work as well, so yeah, hence it kind of looks like it's been to war and back. So I'm going to plug that in quickly so that we're all good to go. And the other thing you're going to need is a piece of scrap paper. Now I happen to have just one that didn't make it through the printer because, well, hang on, no, it went through the printer, but the printer just spat the paper out, so I thought, oh well, that'll do. So the first thing that we want to do is grab a foam pad, put the card down. We'll get our card dirty. I don't know how I just done that. Anyway, we will cover it up as usual, and we'll grab our stamp, and this one only just fits on here, and we'll quickly stamp that up. Oh, and the other thing that you're going to need is a any sort of glue. I've got a glue pen, which is great for having to glue on some delicate work. So, okay, so we'll just ink this up. This blue is so hard to see whether I'm getting it on evenly or not. It's kind of quite amazing, really. Alright, I'm going to call this good, hopefully. I'll put the lid back on. Now, with this bit, you're actually going to have to work really, really quickly. Now, I'm going to position it kind of about there. So you want to press on it really, really well to make sure it transfers properly, like so. Lift it up, and hopefully it's wet enough in order for me to do this. If not to worry, it'll just be without the glitter. And I forgot to use my cornstarch, of course. And I always like to put tons on to make sure I cover it all, like so. And we'll do that. And I better grab a paintbrush. What you actually want is a nice soft one, so you can very gently just brush off the bits that you don't want on there. There we go. Just get rid of a few over here. Like so. We'll move this out of the way. I'll put that back in its little spot later, and I'll quickly heat set this. Now, it didn't work too well, but I still have bits of glitter on there. I'm not sure if you can see it. Alright, and I'm just going to move this out of the way. And I'm full of glitter because when I was heating it up, I was actually blowing most of it away, and that's because the ink wasn't wet enough in order to hold it in. So, but that's alright. I mean, these sort of things happen. It still gives it that little touch anyway, because it's got it on a few little areas. So, okay. So the next thing we want to do is put some glue on the back of this. Now, because this is only new to me, I actually find it a little bit challenging to try and get just that little tiny bit, but we'll get used to it. In the meantime, we'll just sort of use it to smudge it around. And I'm going to quickly do it off camera, because this does take me a little bit, because I like to try and get most of the area. And as I say, because this is a new little gadget that I've got, the glue pen, I'm still trying to get used to it, so I'll be back in a second. Alrighty, so now that that's glued really, really well, I'm going to pick it up very carefully, and what we're going to do is put this on here, and I'll probably put it sort of kind of like right about here, and then you just stick it down. This is a nice simple cart to make, but as I say, like getting all the bits out of this is probably the only thing that's going to be time consuming, because you've got to be so careful. But other than that, it's pretty quick. Alright, and I will use my blending stump very carefully, and for that I'll quickly grab another bit of paper and put that underneath. And what we're going to do is just put some along the edge. And what I'm actually doing is sort of try and blend it out a little bit. I do have trouble with this, so something a bit bigger and better is probably a better option. But sometimes we've just got to work with what we've got, and that's what I'm doing. By doing this, because I've got that little mark there, I can actually kind of disguise it. And cart is done. I mean, you could probably add other little bits and pieces on it, like in the corners and that. But I just wanted to do a quick, simple card. And I have achieved it. So, I mean, the other thing that you could do is maybe grab some glitter glue, for instance, and just sort of, you know, put like little bulbs, like little dots all over it, so it looks like little Christmas bulbs hanging on to this bit here. But I think just by leaving it like that, it looks amazing. So now I hope you give us a thumbs up, and if you're new to my channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell notification so you get notified of more videos, well, any videos that are going up. Now, as you all know, I've got a challenge, and despite the fact that I was going to the markets yesterday, I still managed to put a video up. Probably didn't really make all that much sense, and I do apologise for that if that's the case, because I was really, really tired, but I still did it. So I'm still on my journey of succeeding with my challenge. And funny enough, I've been awake since 2:30 this morning again, because this morning my husband was the one that was going to go to the market. So, and I wanted to make sure he was going to leave on time, so I stayed up with him, and then I didn't feel like going back to bed, so I thought, good time to do some videos. So there you have it. Now, I do hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do next, but I'm sure I'll figure it out, and It might have something to do with Christmas, it might not, I don't know. We'll see what inspires me next. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.